Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Katrina. I'm a fourth year social work student at Ryerson University, and I'm currently completing my placement practicum with the organization For a Safer Space. So today we'll be talking about radical acceptance. So let's begin by defining what it is. Radical acceptance, as part of dialectical behavioral therapy, is the ability to arrive at complete acceptance of a situation. So by fully understanding and accepting that something is going to happen that is out of your control, you can focus your attention on being prepared and acting on the situation when it does arrive. So here I've listed out 3 different examples. So let's start with the first one. A snowstorm is coming your way and you know there's nothing you can do to stop it from happening. So you make a plan. You're going to get up an hour earlier to get ready, shovel the snow, and give yourself extra time to get to work on time. So the key here with radical acceptance is accepting that yes, there's a snowstorm coming and you can do nothing about it. So instead of arguing and fighting or just not accepting the fact that it's happening, you are now focusing your energy on let's make a proactive plan. We're going to get up early so that we can have ample time to get to work and we will not be late today. Example number 2. You've been working with a mental health professional for quite some time now and have finally been diagnosed with depression. Instead of fighting it, you accept it and figure out your next steps. So with radical acceptance here, it's accepting the diagnosis rather than fighting it. Because now you can focus your attention on your next steps and think of what you can do to better yourself. And lastly, the third example. You and your partner get into a heated argument. They storm off and leave the house. You later reflect that you're both in the wrong. Instead of being fixated on what they did wrong too, you think of ways that you can make things better. So the key with this one here with radical acceptance is accepting that the argument has happened, that you were both wrong. And instead of nitpicking and pinpointing little spots where the other person was wrong as well and focusing your attention on that, you're now saying, okay, it happened, we're both wrong, now what? What can I do to better approach the situation when they come back to make things better? And hopefully the other person is thinking the same as well. And so now we're going to go through a couple exercises that you can practice to better implement radical acceptance into your lives. So exercise number 1 is accepting events. It's a 4-step process. So we'll start with the first step, which is think of an important event that you have a hard time accepting. This could be a past event or it could be present. 2, list out all the causes that led to that event. Think about hard facts, not judgments. So you could either list them up in your head or you can write them down on a piece of paper, however you'd like. Just remember, you want to think of facts and not judgments or opinions that you think other people have of you or what you think other people are thinking as well. So number 3, accept the feelings that you were feeling during the event. Accept them so that way you can either make a plan or just move on entirely. And now step number 4 is make a proactive plan. If the event was something very minor and you're able to accept your feelings and move on, then you would have achieved radical acceptance by the 3rd step, which was the previous step before. However, if it's more of a pressing event, come up with a plan to help you move forward. So that's that proactive plan where, okay, we've come to accept our emotions and our feelings. Now what are we going to do about it? Or you could do exercise number 2, which is using coping statements. So coping statements are phrases you can remind yourself during a stressful event. This will help you come to terms with the fact that it did happen, you can't change it, but rather to accept it. So I've listed 3 examples here. You don't have to necessarily use these word for word. You can change them up. I do have a resources at the end there that you can look at that have more examples for you as well. But I'll just list these examples. Example number 1, I can't change what has happened in the past. Number 2, everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be, even if I don't like how it is. And number 3, although my emotions are making me uncomfortable, I will get through it. Again, these are just examples that I've put on here. Whatever helps you cope with what is happening is a good enough phrase. And you can jot these down so that you have them on hand so that you can actually remind yourself when you're going through something. And you could read them to yourself as well. Or just keep these in the back of your mind so that you can repeat them to yourself as well. And now this kind of concludes our presentation. So thank you all for listening. As I told you in the last slide, I did list here a resource. So a lot of the information that I got for this PowerPoint was from this website. But this website is great because it has more examples. It has worksheets that you can use. So definitely check it out if you feel like you want more information about how to practice radical acceptance. And again, thank you all for listening. Bye, everyone.